Well, thank you so much, William, for being on the show. It's just such an honor.
Oh, you're welcome.
If someone told me that I was going to be interviewing William Hung in my future, I would not believe them. So, let's get started. Tell me a little bit about your journey and what made you decide to try out for American Idol.
Well, back in 2004, I was studying for UC Berkeley for civil engineering, but I wasn't doing well. And I thought that maybe I can give myself a chance in life to try by doing something different. The reason I was motivated to try out for American Idol was because I won the talent show at school with the same song, She Bangs by Ricky Martin.
Yes.
That's what gave me the confidence to audition for American Idol.
That's awesome. Yeah, obviously we all enjoyed it. So how do you go from an American Idol audition to using that to go into the entertainment business?
Well, I would say that the opportunities just came naturally to me because right after Fox broadcasted my audition for American Idol, somehow I got like hundreds of emails right away.
AI has that power.
Right, and then the two that really stood out were Entertainment Tonight and Ryan Seacrest show. So that's how I started getting on TV. And then one of my friends, Don Chin, created this website called WilliamHung.net. And they got over like 8 million hits in less than a month.
Oh my goodness. So how did you deal with your newfound fame, so to speak?
Yeah, it was crazy because what happened after that was like the record company, Koch Records, called me and said, "Hey, I heard about this on the news. So we're willing to give you a chance, $25,000 for a record contract." For a 20-year-old, yeah, for a 20-year-old college student, how could I possibly say no?
So did you continue with your studies at UC Berkeley, or did you take the 25 grand and never look back?
I put school aside for like long time, like 4 years. And then just making the most out of my entertainment business.
Mm-hmm. So, we're now in 2020. I don't even know what month it is now because of Corona and the socio-political pandemic here. How did you pivot during that time? Or even telling us a little bit about how your journey led up to pivoting at this point.
I would say that what happened was after about 4 years from my entertainment business, that's when my my gigs like my entertainment business slowed down, and then I had a choice. Do I want to keep going with showbiz, or do I want to get a stable job? I chose to get a stable job because I thought I made enough money. I could just save and invest what I have. And then just relax for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's my dream.
But not really, because I worked for the government for the last 8 years, and I feel like it was a grind every day. And mentally, the reason I feel like I want to check out is because I feel like I work too hard to chase somebody else's dream instead of my own.
I imagine through your path, you've experienced some obstacles or challenges. Can you tell me a little bit about those and how you've coped with that? I'm sure it takes resiliency and some confidence to face Simon Cowell.
Oh yeah, of course. I would say that like Simon Cowell, the way I was able to deal with him was because I had a different mindset approaching my audition. I didn't have any expectations. I just thought that if it doesn't work out, I go back to school. Not a big deal.
You have UC Berkeley to comfort your tears.
Yeah. No, I don't know about tears. I don't think I ever had tears. And you could tell from my audition, if you watch my audition, that I wasn't crying about it. I was
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was just smiling and walking away like a happy guy, right?
Yeah.
And the reason is because I kind of knew that Simon was going to be the mean guy. That's part of it. And the other part of it was that I knew there's like 100,000 people audition every single year.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I'm probably going to lose. So if the odds were against me, I feel like, why do I feel so bad losing? It's normal, right? That's the normal. There's nothing wrong with losing.
It's a good mindset, and I think what's nice about that is you just had fun.
Right.
So tell me a little bit more, because there are things that kind of came up. Again, you said like the entertainment business slowed down a little bit. Was there any kind of letdown from that, or mindset shift that you had to go through?
The biggest letdown is actually it's not the entertainment business like slowing down, because it's normal. Most people go through that cycle, so to speak. And I'm already very grateful that I'm still in the entertainment business. I never really gone out of business. Yes,
Sure.
I didn't do as much, but I still got like my live performances, and I was able to turn into motivational speaking. And then now, as of today, I'm doing like personal shout outs. I'm doing live stream for a new platform.
Yes.
So I never really gone out of business, and that's already like very. There's something to be grateful for.
Absolutely. And, on my Instagram, as you see, I promote gratitude and positivity. And I think it's just so important right now. And that's kind of my motivation to even, do the podcast. Tell me a little bit more about your new ventures. And I know, congratulations on the live streaming platform. And I just saw that you are writing your autobiography. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of making the transition from throughout my entertainment career, like I'm very grateful that I never truly gone out of business for my entertainment career.
I know, that's great.
Yeah. So what happened was that like during the first 4 years, I was living this dream life. I was getting all the big commercial deals, performing all over the world. And then things slowed down after about 4 years. I didn't get as many opportunities. So I decided to go back to finish school, get a government job. And then I feel like, well, maybe there's more to my life than hiding behind my cubicles. So
I'm
over
glad you
time,
did that now, because honestly, going into the office is a bit, scary.
yeah, for sure. I mean, so I would say that I over the years I transitioned into motivational speaking, coaching, and now I'm doing like personal shout outs and live streaming on new platforms. So it's more like just finding your unique path to success.
Mm-hmm. What do you like about live streaming that may be different than performing on stage in terms of music and things like that?
I'm still not sure how much I like it yet.
It's
So
honest.
yeah. So because so far, I feel like I get burned out, even though like I'm only doing 2 hours of live streaming a week. It still feels like a lot, but I'm learning. I'm definitely learning. I'm learning like chatting, singing, and playing games, whatever works best for my audience.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really no one right answer, because some people can do well with gaming. Some people can do well just playing games on camera. For me, I feel like it's probably some combination of chatting and singing, and it's more like just continue to play and experiment.
What do you sing? I mean, do you do she bangs or something
Yeah,
else?
yeah. Yeah. So far, mostly she bangs, just because that's what people want.
Oh, then
But if but
I'm gonna ask you this time for sure.
yeah. Like yesterday, I remember as of this recording, yesterday I remember I get requests like 7 to 8 times to sing She Bangs. Like, oh my god, do people ever get tired of it?
Well, I mean, I haven't heard, I don't play it on a loop, but since I have your ear, that would be awesome. We can do that
Yeah, sure.
we can do that at the end. But
Sure.
I'm also very interested in what led you to write your autobiography.
So like I remember I was speaking at a conference in Texas about 2 years ago, and the theme of the conference was called Champion by Choice. and when I look at that theme, I reflect on my life. I thought that, you know, I didn't choose to be a champion. Other people chose me to be the champion. So, and to me, I believe that everybody can choose to be a champion within your community, you know, if you want to.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Yeah.
And very relevant right now. So what kind of advice do you have for people wanting to get started in their community? Because they don't necessarily have this big platform. And I have a lot of clients who say, you know, if I do something, it's not really going to make a difference because I'm only one person.
Yeah. Well, I would say that you start off small, like because even if one person hear your message and your story, and because of it they change the way they look at life, that's an impact right there. That's exactly why I got into professional speaking 3 years ago instead of just entertainment, because I want to go out there and change lives. I want to let people know that whatever their dreams and aspirations are is possible.
Absolutely. And I also let people know to find things that they can control, because right now
Yeah.
the world feels very uncontrollable. And if you can kind of
Yes.
get involved in a volunteer opportunity that's close to your heart, it'll really land.
I agree. One of the organizations that holds true to my heart is Toastmasters International.
Mm.
It's a nonprofit organization. It's an organization that's designed to help people improve their public speaking and leadership. So I've been involved with that organization for the last 8 years, and I'm still doing it. Even though I'm not an active member, I still speak for their events because I believe in their overall cause.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So what are some of the things that you impart to new leaders when you are talking to them?
I believe the biggest lesson that I learned is that you have to find your own path to success. You know, what's right for me is not right for you or for other people. And that's a good thing when you and I'm still searching, you know. It's not like I wouldn't say I totally got it figured out, you know, not yet. But and the truth is there is no one right answer, you know. I had to continue to evolve, and that's a good way to look at life, like whatever. Yeah.
How do people start? Because that's a tall order, right? I have a lot of young kids that start, a lot of clients that are in their early 20s, thrown into these tech corporate jobs, 6 figures, but haven't had those, opportunities to kind of find themselves. Like, how do you start small with that?
One of the most useful lessons I learned is that you want to choose a topic or area where you have a natural deep interest and curiosity to learn more on your own. For me, it's as crazy as it sounds. I have a deep interest and curiosity to learn more about the LIVEIT platform, LIVIT. That's the live streaming platform I'm showing up on every single day. And I don't know what the future will hold for me. You know, it could be a total failure. Maybe by the end of the 2 months, I don't even generate enough coins, and my contract could get terminated. But so what? No, I'm putting this out there because I'm someone that comes from a place of sharing the truth. I'm not gonna sugarcoat, you know, and say, everything will just go great, everything will be amazing. No, but it's okay if that doesn't work out. There'll be other new doors of opportunities.
Yeah, and I think that's a great mindset to go into something with. It's similar and parallel to what you're saying when you tried out for Idol, right? Is like have expectations, but not so rigid to where it breaks you.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about what advice specifically do you have for Asians, Asian Americans, Asian Canadians to kind of get into the entertainment business? Because obviously we're on a huge movement right now to have more representation.
Yes. I would say for the entertainment industry, the most important thing you can do is to like figure out what you stand for, what is your value, what is your vision, and then communicate that consistently. That's the and of course it's no guarantee that will help you being successful, but that's a great start, because there are too many musically talented singers in the entertainment industry. Yeah. And I would say the same thing for dancing artists in general. It's just there's no easy way to break through. But what helps you stand out compared to other people is who you are as a person.
I like that. And as everyone knows, I'm a big BTS Bangtansenhyundan fan. And so the Love Yourself movement, you know, they know what they stand for. And people are behind that, and the kindness is spread.
Yes.
So what are your goals for the future? I know you're kind of just go with the flow, but you're also very, you know, selective in terms of what opportunities you take. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you, because I also have my own like spiritual mission that keeps me going. So my spiritual mission is to help people try something new without being judged or ridiculed.
I like that. And so how do you practice self-compassion and self-care? Because it, like you said, it's not all roses, right? Like it's a constant practice.
Yeah. For me, like I make time intentionally for self-care and self-love. In every morning, I mean, this is unheard of. Like for me, like before the pandemic, I wouldn't value these practices for self-care and self-love, but now I do. I do it like a ritual. So every morning I start off with like a 10 to 15 minute guided meditation. I would do gratitude journaling. I would write down the 3 things I'm grateful for today. And these are really helpful to keep your mind keep your mind in a positive state. And then the other things I do is that I would take in the constructive criticism, and then let the negative criticism go. You know, like because you can't please everybody.
Yeah. And I think that's really important for a lot of people to know, because they may get hung up on that one negative comment versus all the other positive comments that kind of come in.
I agree. Know what your question was? Like, how do people boost themselves when they are negative or down? I decided to finally listen to the interview from Joe Rogan with Jimmy O Yang. One of my friends that heard it told me, like, don't listen to it. It's really bad, really negative. And some of the things that stood out to me from that interview is that Joe Rogan says that I'm mentally challenged.
Says that you are?
Yes, he literally said that. And then Jimmy says that what I did for American Idol set us back, the Asian community, 10 years. Yeah. So that's really painful to hear. You know, it's very recent. It's still relevant. And you know, I'm figuring out like how to address that on social media. But in terms of like what keeps me going is that, you know what, I'm just going to show up as myself to prove people wrong. I don't have to like prove it. Like I don't have to like, you know, like be have, how to say it? I don't have to be like really negative and bitter about it. But at the same time, but I'm just gonna show up, you know, in a positive light every day, and that's how I can you know deal with it, you know. But I think the other thing that's helpful is to mention what my intention was for the audition, like how I share with you and the audience that that I'm just want to try something new in my life, and I will never apologize for my American Idol audition, because, you know, I believe everyone has a right to try something new without being judged or ridiculed. That's how I came up with that. You know, it's like people trying new ventures, you know, new hobbies, whatever. We're going to fail. That's inevitable. You know, what's wrong with failing forward and then eventually finding your success?
Yeah, and you just happen to be on a global platform, you know, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, I don't think one, I want to acknowledge as a psychologist, like, yes, it is painful to have people say negative things, and it hurts. And I think people forget that people on TV or in the media are humans.
Yeah.
And we have feelings.
Right.
But, I think what you did was courageous, and by sharing kind of your intent behind it, I think that will shine through because it's authentic and genuine.
Yeah, I was just this 20-year-old college kid, having fun on the audition. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, and you were able to springboard that into much more in your life, and it has
right.
Yeah. Well, I applaud you for it, and I think it's one of the few times that I saw, Asian American on TV. So, hey, I mean, we could argue about this all day, but at the end of the day, it did create inspiration for others, and it did springboard you into finding your purpose.
I agree. So another thing that I do to keep myself focused on my mission is to focus on my fans, because they are my real audience. The haters are not gonna be my real audience anyways.
Yeah. And there's a lot of trolls out there,
Yeah, that's right.
And P.S. I love your shirt because I love fashion. So I had to say that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Like, I think, again, fully embracing who you are, what your preferences and style is, part of being authentic.
Yeah, that's right.
So, William, spill the tea for me. How has your dating life been?
I would say it's a work in progress. I still haven't found the right soulmate. But this time around, I'm not gonna rush because I actually got married and divorced twice over the years.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna fall into the same trap. Like I remember the first time I rushed to get married, it was because my parents say like, William, you need to get married by the age of 30. You're getting too old.
What are some of your goals in terms of connecting with people at this point?
I am looking for meaningful relationships. I used to think getting 5,000 friends or 10,000 followers is a big accomplishment, but it really isn't because I couldn't keep up. Mm-hmm. There's no way, right? So to me, every person I choose to spend a lot of time and energy with, that means a lot to me. It's not a number. And this is, yeah.
That is exactly where my mindset is. I couldn't agree more. Like, I reach out to people on Asian Hustle Network and actually talk to them. It's not like, hey, follow for follow. While it is helpful for mutual business and things like that, I think what's really important is to engage in conversation and find out what's going on. And I've had people comment like, thank you so much for posting positive things. I really needed that. Thanks for reaching out. And that springboards like true relationships. I mean, obviously virtually now.
Yes, I agree.
So when can we expect some of these new projects to drop? I know your live stream, you did your first one, at least I saw it on social media, but yes. Tell people a little bit more about how they can find your new projects.
The best way for people to connect with me and stay and get all the updates is actually through Instagram. Because that's where I make the most of my posts. I choose to focus on one platform because it's just a much easier to be consistent when you focus on one platform. So my handle for Instagram is She Bangs Guy.
I like how you continue to embrace that, right? It's like, that's a part of your professional career. And, some people can get, embarrassed that was their start, but I love how that is your handle, continues to be anyways.
Right.
So, and when does the autobiography drop?
It's already happened. So let me show. So it was a 1.5 year long project, but it's called Champion by choice.
I love that. And I wish you wore your shiny shirt though. I gotta check it out for sure. I would love to read it.
Yeah.
I'm big on books, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can reach out with like a message after the interview, and we can figure out how I can get you a copy, a signed copy.
Oh my God, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, as we're headed out, any last thoughts before you kind of grace us with your performance?
I would say that whatever your dream is, never give up. Take one action at a time each day to get closer, and you will eventually succeed.
I love that. And I think there are a lot of parallels and commonalities between us. So I look forward to like continued friendship and meaningful relationship.
Of course.
So do you want me to count you down like 3, 2, 1, or are you just going to hop into it?
No, you could cut me down.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1.
She bangs, she bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. I go crazy cause she looks like a flower, but she stings like a bee. Like every girl in history.
Woo! I freaking love it. Is obviously I'm working private practice with tech professionals, but I'm really using this podcast platform to share stories of ethnic minorities and how they build businesses and brands, and also cope with mental health challenges or challenges that come up. And I think to destigmatize that, because everyone gets anxious or nervous or down, you know?
Right.
And it's not necessarily a mental health disorder, but some people just happen to be overwhelmed by it.
Yeah. I mean, we all go through like depression, anxiety from time to time. It's normal.
Yeah. And I really like the Disney movie that has the different emotions for sure. So yeah, I mean, my Instagram as well has been a great platform to meet people. I similarly think like focusing on one is really helpful to make more meaningful connections as opposed to like being distracted. So mine is at color_of_success, as William knows. But I continue to post. Now I'm moving more towards video content, and my vision is really to, spread positivity, but also destigmatize mental health, and that there is help out there. It's not you have to suffer in silence.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's very, very hard to ask to reach out for help right now, especially during the pandemic. Like people that lost their jobs, they can feel like hopeless because they can't even get their unemployment checks in on time right now. People that they are struggling with businesses. There are some people, success cases for getting grants, but most people are kind of stuck right now because getting grants and loans to really help to help them keep standing up. So it's a very, very difficult time.
Yeah, and I think what is encouraging to me is I see a lot of people stepping up, and I think that's really going to be some of the answer, is people coming together, truly helping your neighbors, helping your community that may feel a little bit more embarrassed. Like some people are having trouble obviously getting food and putting dinners on the table for their families. And
exactly.
There's no shame in my book of reaching out for help, or even I know one of my friends on Facebook puts out, if you want free food, like I'm going to put it out today. You don't necessarily have to tell me that you're dropping by, but it's there,
Wow.
Yeah. So really helping people, and I'm really encouraged because I see a lot more Asian Americans, Asians in my private practice, and also males. So I'm glad that people are actually engaging in therapy now.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. It was such a blast, and you made my day.
You're welcome.
So hoping to keep in touch and continuing many years of friendship. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.